second half, you know, we tried to do our bit as coaches and manager and change things around a little bit and get us on the front foot. And I thought we were by far the better team in the second half. They've had 2 attempts on goal, scored from 1. We've had, I think, 3 1v1s, and the goalie's made saves on them. And you know, when you're 1-1, when you've got yourself back to 1-1, you've got to take one of them. You've got to be composed, just not blast it at the goalie and slot it away. That makes it 2-1. We've got a chance of seeing the game out, and instead we're on the back of a defeat.
What's it like in that changing room right now? You said before the game that when you need to, you can bite some heads off. Have you had to do that today, or is it beyond that now?
No. I try to cheer them up at half time. I'm exhausted from trying to play the game for them out there on the side, trying to encourage them, trying to give them information constantly, because I think they need it at the moment. But you know, it's flat. I can't go ripping into them now. We've got another game in 3 days. We've got another game straight after that. Like I said, we've just got to manage our way through and pick up what we can. We've got a few injuries now that have come on the back of it. Elliot Hewitt, groin, and Kane Emmons had to come off, and you know, so on and so forth. So we've got Keston Davis we now lost. So we are a little bit bare bones now, you know, we just got to come together, fight, show a bit of spirit, and try and dig in and pick up what we can in the next few weeks.
A lot of the things that are going wrong out there are simple things, you know, stick close to your man, don't let him turn into space when he's on the edge of the penalty area. But I guess the simple things are as difficult to do when confidence is at rock bottom as anything else. So if that's the case, how do you try and rectify that with 3 days before another game?
Yeah. Listen, we're not magicians.
No, exactly.
We just work with them. If I go in and tear into them all the time, then they're going to get even lower. We've just got to find a way to manage the team as best we can, and manage the group that we've got and pick up what we can along the way.
How do you keep your composure though? Because it must be tempting. You've just watched that, like we've all watched it. There must be that fire in your belly right now that you know, you want to go in there and maybe do.
Yeah, listen, I'm hurting. I'm hurting because actually I thought once we got back to 1-1, there was only one team going to win the game, and I don't know whether I'm watching a different game, but for 20 minutes in the second half, it looked like one team was going to go on and win the game, and I expected us to do that, but the old Achilles heel come out, missed our chances. They took the one that they did have, lose a game of football, and that's when you're down there. That's the way it's going for us at the moment.
You're bottom of the Football League tonight. How much does that matter at this stage of the season?
It matters, absolutely it matters, because it tells you you've got the lowest amount of points. I've been there before. So, you know, we've got a challenge on our hand. It won't help when you're trying to sign players. You know, it makes that job harder, but we've got a challenge on our hand. You know, I'm up for it, and anyone in there that's up for it can stay with me, and we'll bring in some players that hopefully will be up for it too.
Are they up for it?
Hope so. We'll find out over the coming weeks, but if not, then there'll be players that come in that are up for it.
How many players do you think are needed at the moment, and is it wholesale changes? If I was to offer you, and I don't have the power, the opportunity to clean house, clear the decks, and bring in a completely different group of players, would you take me up on it?
Well, if the offer was there and we had the money and stuff, then of course you'd look at trying to do something like that. But at this precise moment, we've got a group of players here. It's not going to be that easy. We need to keep the core of it that's up for the fight and you know, doing the right things, and the ones who aren't in and around it, we need to try and clear some space. There's
a bit of talk doing the rounds on the internet that Rob Milsom didn't start the game today due to some clause in his contract that would have meant if had he started it triggered something in the contract. Is that true at all?
Rob Milsom was unavailable to start the game, that's all I can say.
Going forward and looking at the weekend's fixture against Bury on Saturday, I asked you a similar question on Saturday. How do you approach the next few days and try and pick them up again?
Well, at the moment I've got to find out who's available for that game, because there's a lot of bodies that are injuries and niggles, so we've just got to count the numbers, count the bodies, keep the other guys as fit as we can keep them, then try and obviously do all our homework on Bury, try and find a way to put this team in a position to win a game of football, and that's all we can do. You know, we're not like I say, magicians. We're football coaches. You know, I understand. I can look at a game and see where it's going wrong. First half, you know, it wasn't going right, so we had to change it. We did that. You saw a better second half. Like I say, players have got to work with us, take more responsibility, be a bit braver in the way they play, and we hopefully can pick up what we need.